Life. It's amazing how simple it really is. We grow up, go to high school, feel controlled from all the rules of high school, and then we graduate. We're finally free in college, free to do what we want. In all reality, college tells us when to wake up, what classes to take, when we can or cannot eat, what our budget is. We give gobs of money for a piece of paper that never gives us guarantee on financial security. For some reason, it's still important to society.
Those little things are finger crossed. Those little things that I miss the most. Those little things that make us lost. Those little things that happen on a time, on our time. Those little things that I miss the most. Those little things that make us lost. Those little things that happen on a time, on our time.
This isn't some film about why college is dumb and why you shouldn't go to it. I'm not against college. You can make your own decisions. My name's Drew. I'm a senior at my school about to graduate into the real world. I've spent the last couple years of my life really thinking about what I wanted to do. Why I came here. Why am I even here on this earth? What's the purpose that God even created me? Everyone has a reason that they exist. This isn't a movie about religion either. I don't know what you believe, and it's not my decision to make you believe something else, but what's the purpose for your life? Maybe we were meant for great things. Maybe you were meant to impact the world with your story. It's funny how all things come into place. It's also interesting how sometimes nothing works the way it should. My story is pretty similar to most students, but they never actually come clean and talk about it. I've tried writing, I've tried audio recordings like those lab guys in Antarctica. The only way I'm able to express what I feel and what's going on in my head is through this film. I hope it doesn't bore you. My story started years ago when I realized I didn't have to do what my father did. Now, he's a great man, don't get me wrong, I love my dad, but he's spent years of his life in the automotive and home remodeling industries. They just aren't my cup of tea. I love cars, fast cars, and ridiculously expensive cars as much as the next guy. I just don't see myself working on them. I'm a musician, if you couldn't tell by the guitar. Music has been my way out. My way past drugs, past alcohol. It keeps my mind out of things that it shouldn't pour itself into. I usually write music about past experiences or dreams I've had. Sometimes my music comes out of the blue and I'll improvise something that makes no sense at all.
Homeless people live a life of no regret, no taxes and knives. Homeless people, I said the word knives, something with knives. They're gonna steal your money and eat your wives. Yeah, they're so hungry. Cannibalism's the only way. Cannibalism's the only way. They're so hungry. Cannibalism's the only way. Except for plastic cans.
I know I'm not a singer. That song came about because I hadn't shaved in like 4 days. I feel that homeless people sit around and just keep the attitude and personality of being homeless. One day, if they wanted to say, hey, I could be something of myself, they would be giving themselves a chance to not be homeless. Everyone lives on this world once. Why would you waste your time here without making the impact that you want? This isn't a film against homeless people. Maybe you want a legacy for your children. Maybe you want to be remembered or forgotten. I put an obituary from a local newspaper on my fridge to remind myself to be the best I can be every single day. It read of a man who died at 87 years old. The only caption it had was, he was an avid gardener. Is that something I wanted to be remembered for? No, I hate gardening. But this guy lived for 87 years, and the only thing that anyone could ever remember him for was that he loved being in his garden. Nothing more, nothing less. What kind of impact do I want to leave? I didn't want to be a person in a history textbook. No one reads those, even if they say they do. Most people read for a grade so they forget the information after cramming for a test. I wanted something more. Sure, that sounds greedy and materialistic, but isn't materialism what our society has come to? Materialism is when you always think about money because you're always chasing it. When you have money, you never think about it. Money's a lot like air. If you don't have any, you think about it all the time. Okay, different topic. I'm sure I was starting to upset someone. It's going to be okay. If you don't like what you watch, you can always turn it off. That's the benefit of choice. Driving, especially at night, clears my mind and lets me think with clarity. There are times we all feel like we're falling. There's no way for us to get out of the situation we're stuck in, and we're left there to rot. It's not just you. Many people deal with that. I deal with it sometimes. The difference between desire and hope is desire pushes you to be better. Hope keeps you in the same spot, never looking for a way to improve. I don't have room in my life for insignificant things. I say that because I believe I'm involved in significant things. The world is bigger than you. The actions, reactions, and consequences that you're involved in are bigger than you. And if you do something purely out of selfish greed, you're never going to bring yourself out of that rut. That was only for people who needed to hear that. I don't mean to sound like I'm teaching, which I'm not, because this isn't meant to be an educational film. Just about my story and what I feel like needs to be addressed in this sheltered world. I do like to cook. I think it's another way to express your thoughts if you don't do what everyone else does. The sauce is a spicy Cajun twist on pasta sauce, but that's irrelevant. Have you ever felt overwhelmed where you thought you caught yourself doing multiple things at once? Yeah, it feels like one of those times. A mentor, friend, and someone I look to as family once said, "The way you feel, your attitude, is the average of the top 5 people you associate yourself with the most. Your income is also the average of those same 5 people." A year ago, I was making no money, had no job, no opportunity. My 5 best friends didn't have jobs either and didn't care if they made money. We just decided to deal with our problems. Looking back, my mentor was right. Now I don't associate with 4 of them as often and started getting around people that have what I want. The positive association that I'm around now is some of the best I've ever experienced, and it leads me to be extremely pleased with what's happening in my life. 6 months ago, I met the girl of my dreams. Her presence in my life completely changed the way I look at things. I've not ever thought of the future, and I always live in the now. She constantly pushes to stretch me, and I thank her for that. If you don't set any goals for yourself for the month or year, then congratulations, you hit the goals you never set. The goals we set now push both of us to become stronger people and be able to help and reach others. I wouldn't look at the world as I see it now if it wasn't for her and her association. I'm happy that she's behind me in every choice that I make, and it becomes the choices we make together. So, you're probably tired of hearing me talk about this film and what's in it, but that's exactly what this is. An average person stretching himself to do above average things. If it wasn't for the people in my life, I wouldn't be where I am now. I have an internship this summer after graduation. My band's putting a full-length album out this summer. I have a business with people that I love to be around, and I have a super amazing girlfriend. I'm finishing college within the week, and I start in the real world. I'll be free. Or will I be? If I start working for someone, they'll tell me when I have to wake up, when I have to be away from my family, how long I have to spend away from them, what kind of car I can drive, what kind of house I can live in, when I'm supposed to be hungry at work, when I get to go home to see my family, and I'll be doing it every day for 40 years. No, not me. I'll be financially independent because I choose to observe the masses and do the opposite. Other people can do the same if they choose. I'm nothing special. I'm not sure what's better though. Work for the next 40 years of my life for someone else at 40 hours a week, or work hard for 4 years of my life, buy my life back, and live the rest of it without stress, financial issues, or debt. Choices in life are endless, and there are tons of ways to make money. Never work somewhere or learn something that isn't going to put you in place toward what you want. Who do you want to impact? What life do you want to live? Are you someone who leads, follows, or gets out of the way for others to do great? I tell those of you that are leaders, good luck, but you don't need luck if you're good. Now I live a life of no regrets. I can only expect no less from anyone watching this.